Welcome to Being Authentic Rules, aka The Bar, where we're becoming like fine wine, one message at a time. And I'm your host and bartender, The Rule Breaker. Serving up straight truth, no chaser. So, grab your goggle and a drink, because around here, we're about to go deep. Now, earlier this week, we discussed fear. And we discussed how Jesus, he even faced fear just before the crucifixion. In fact, so much so that he didn't want to go through with it. Now, I know what you've been taught, but if you go back and listen to that video, it may help clear up any confusion that you might have about what I just said. But for now, let's just say that he was afraid just before going to crucifixion. And so much so that he almost didn't go through with it. But he had a change of heart. He changed his mind and he decided to go through with it after all. We have some scriptures today that we will be looking at that we can definitely see where this could happen and did happen. And we could almost look at it as Jesus prophesying about what would actually take place in his own life in just a matter of time. If you turn to Matthew chapter 21, verse 28 through 29, those scriptures are referring to a parable that Jesus gave the priests and the leaders at the temple when they were questioning him. The parable talks about a father who had two sons. One of the sons told his father that he would go and do whatever it was that the father wanted him to do. He would do the will of the father, but he didn't go. The other son told his father, "Did you see what they just did to the prophet before us?" That's okay, you can miss me with that. I'll be sitting over here eating my Fruit Loops, minding my business. But they calling me crazy anyway. But instead, he decided to go and do the will of the Father, exemplifying humility and surrendering to God's will. So, Jesus decided to tell the priest as well, look, don't give me none of that. He's pretty much like John the Baptist came telling you people the truth. You done ridiculed him, you done mocked him, and you refused to believe him. You reject what he had to say. And all he was doing was telling you the truth. And for that, tax collectors and prostitutes are going to make it into the kingdom of heaven before you will. I'm telling you, Jesus didn't play. You can act like Jesus was this easygoing, bowing down to everything everybody else got to say type of person all you want to. That's why they called him a rebel, because he spoke truth no matter what. So, what have we learned from this? Today's lesson is simply that I know that it could have been a lot going on in your life. And I know that you could have been the type person to say, I don't even believe in God. I get it. I understand. There was a time I questioned things myself. But in no way does that mean that you can't pivot. In no way does it mean that you can't change your mind. And don't allow people to make you stay stuck in disbelief just because you were not a believer at first. Listen, there was a disciple by the name of Thomas. When Jesus resurrected, he said, I ain't gonna believe it until I put my finger in the hole in his hands. And Jesus allowed him to do that. And he was still a disciple. Paul, who used to be Saul, he was persecuting the church. He was persecuting all the Christian members of the church. He didn't believe either the way that they believed. He was with the Pharisees and the Sadducees. but he too had an encounter with the Spirit that changed his life forever. You too can change your mind. You don't have to stay stuck. That's what truly being stuck is all about. Well, that's all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I know I will. Don't you be no ghost. Truth seekers, barkeepers, let's continue to do just that. Till next time, I love you with the love of Christ. Rule Breaker, out.